D4C has the ability to travel through dimensions parallel to its own
What the heck
universe.
happened here?
And just the tomfuckery of that.
And what the heck has happened to this
the only
girl?
way you could honestly
Yo, what's going on with you guys, man? You guys chilling? You guys doing okay? So yeah, today I'm going to be reacting to another, very informative, very detailed, very informative, giving me a lot of information video from, notorious metas. He really does a really, I find his videos to really, give me a good surface level. I don't want to say like a really deep dive into these different characters, these different stands, their abilities, what makes them powerful, what makes them weak, what makes them interesting, what makes them, trash. I find his videos just give us like, the basic surface level information, like a new novice, Jojo fan. Because if you guys don't know, I started off as a non-Jojo fan, but obviously, as you can see, I'm now a Jojo fan. I'm really invested in, all the Jojo characters, all the stands, all their abilities. But yeah, I mean, obviously I don't have this show in my top 5 yet because obviously I haven't finished the show itself. But yeah, obviously the trajectory of where I'm at in the anime on episode 10 and how like the show just keeps like, it looks like it's gonna get more and more interesting as I watch more and, read more when I get to the manga too. This could definitely be in my top 5 favorite animes of all time, which is crazy looking back from where I started, like not even caring about the whole Jojo series, but now potentially having it in my top 5. So it looks like Metas has another video breaking down a terrifying stand, and it looks like this stand is called a D4C. That's a pretty interesting acronym, D4C. I'm not sure what that stands for, but yeah, either way, we're gonna check out this video together and see what the D4C stand is all about and see what makes it so terrifying. So yeah, man, let's get right into this video and see what we got.
I like
his intro. It's like really subtle.
Channel. This is a group of anime YouTubers who have just collaborated in making a fun group on YouTube. It's me, Augie, Mast, Zypher, and a whole bunch of other guys who are
we're gonna skip this.
Has been a while since I've done a most terrifying stand.
So wait, this is what the D4C stand looks like. It looks like, why does it have like bunny ears, like super long bunny ears? That's what it reminds me of.
Dirty deeds done dirt cheap.
The stand looks cool though, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Now D4C is probably one of the stronger stands.
Oh, so this guy has the stand,
not being
the
the
Goldilocks hair looking guy.
Those guys are just reality warpers.
His hair is crazy,
time
like
manipulators.
crazy in a good way. I think the
D4C
curly hair,
strength, power,
Goldilocks
and its ability is very threatening and powerful. But before we get into any of that kind of a light power scaling, I kind of want to analyze and kind of break down what
maybe this quality is not good enough. Okay, it's good. Okay.
D4C is and its influences and references in real life. D4C's namesake comes from the band ACDC's second sophomore album, Real Life. D4C's namesake comes from the band ACDC's second sophomore album,
ACDC, I've heard of that band.
Dirt Cheap. And that's about it for the namesake. Yeah, surprisingly enough,
I've heard of that band. I think I've heard like one song when I was like 10 or 11.
Not much of a connection between the stand and the song, and just maybe if you stretch it, you could say due to the easiness and overpowered of D4C's ability for such a cheap activation requirement, you could say the name actually does make a bit of sense. But in actuality, you could say the song Funny Valentine and the multiple iterations of this song by many artists is actually the name reference here. And segueing into that, the ability of D4C. D4C has the ability to travel through dimensions parallel to its own
What the heck happened here?
How this is activated is by two services pushing on D4C or Funny Valentine, either or. When this of course happens, Funny Valentine can actually
his posture looks crazy.
Go through a portal between these two services colliding against him and travel into different parallel worlds, ranging from very close and similar to the Steel Ball Run universe, or a slightly altered version very similar to
that golden version looks fire.
Now looping back to the musical reference of Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, it is kind of more.
So D4C comes from the name Dirty Deeds Done. Oh wait, okay, I see. So the DDD, which is the actually no, there's 4 Ds, right? There's DDDD. And that's what the D4 means because there's 4 Ds and the C. Okay.
More or less funny that this name.
I was still kind of confused on where the D4C came from. I guess
Funny Valentine is able to go to alternate universes very cheaply just by standing in between a literal flag and the surface of the ground. And even actually, it's really anything, particles of dust, water, truly anything can be a surface, and he can easily enter an alternate universe / dimension parallel to the Steel Ball Run's universe. Araki says in the Jojo Veller he wanted a silhouette unlike any other previous boss in, I guess that finally answers why D4C looks the way it does. He also designed
so we can answer anything is what he said
on top of it to make it a little bit more
I don't want to go back too much.
Overall, cool design, really American, because, you know, baseball, America, kind of that whole thing. But what truly makes this stand actually terrifying is the after effects of its power.
I'm not gonna lie, just off design, I'd say he has one of the best stands.
It's not really the design or more or less its actual base ability. It's the product of the ability that makes this stand ridiculously terrifying. D4C, of course, can enter parallel universes and exit out of parallel universes, but he can also bring back.
Okay, so this is not the only stand that can do that, but that is still insane.
Of course, that being
entering and leaving different universes.
Valentine, but not the stand. D4C is
that automatically makes you God tier, in my
Steel
opinion.
Ball Run universe. So why is
Okay, so D4C now it's dirty deeds done dirt.
Bringing more versions of yourself without a stand more terrifying? Well, it leads to shenanigans like Who Shot Johnny Joestar and just the tomfuckery of that shit.
Bro,
but D4C has an alternative ability. If the Funny Valentine that D4C is with dies of some reason or right before death, D4C can transfer itself onto another version of Funny Valentine, making him the new base to this universe. Basically meaning that Funny Valentine can technically almost live forever, depending on the scenario. Valentine can technically almost live forever, depending on the scenario. And if Funny Valentine can time it right.
I need to know more details.
Basically infinite Mario Lives glitch. If D4C were to bring a alternate
version these guys fused together, their faces?
You will die if you come in contact with each other. Alternate version of you to yourself, you will die if you come in contact with each other.
Okay, so he's saying if you come in contact with yourself in a different dimension, that's not how it indicates you die. But like that's how I usually assume when like shows they do, you know, time dimension, time warping. I'd always think that if you met a different dimension or like a past or present future version of yourself, that'll be bad.
Even if you're not even touching each other. Just because two things that are virtually the same cannot coexist in the same
universe. So they just can't see each other.
According to Araki's logic and rules of the Jojo kind of series, I guess, since it does also go back to the game. But this rule does not affect Funny Valentine, of course. D4C's abilities are ridiculously terrifying. The ability to travel to alternate dimensions to bring alternate versions to himself to aid him in battle. Having a near infinite dimensions to bring alternate versions to himself to aid him in battle, having a near infinite supply of lives to
so he can just call people from different dimensions
and having
to help you out.
instant kill move against any opponent if he brings an alternate version of yourself.
And there's no limit to, so he can call it.
And then D4C evolves into D4C Love Train. Now, what does this entail? Well, at one point in the series, D4C Love Train was the second strongest stand, and then got outshined by Tusk Act 4, which was an automatic counter to D4C Love Train, and is currently tied in third place with Wonder Review, at least according to me. And one day that video will come out. Just waiting for part 8 to end /tour. Now, of course, the song Love Train is the musical reference for D4C Love Train. Now, how the song goes back into the stand is by really nothing. Honestly, it's actually the total opposite.
What the heck has happened to this girl?
The only way you could honestly reference
why is this even like a human? No, it looks like a
puppet. The song
Into
the Stand is because Lucy Steele was there.
Why is he standing so zesty like
and
that?
Funny Valentine had gained the grace of the corpse parts, so I guess there was love on said train. It's really corny, but that's all I got in terms of an actual reference back into the song Into the Stand. So there you go, I guess. And to be totally honest, it's actually an oxymoron. How D4C Love Train actually works is, if anything that is considered a misfortune to the user collides with D4C Love Train, the damage or misfortunate event will collide with D4C and redirect it to any points in the world, possibly killing somebody if the attack is going to potentially kill D4C. So if you attack them, another person dies, or damage, of course, happens
that makes sense the way you
so
broke it
yeah,
down.
it's not really a love train. It's more like
so it's kind of like what's that guy from One Piece? One of the supernovas. He's one of the trashy supernovas. Fuck, what's his name? The Scarecrow guy. I forgot his name off the top of my head. He's so trash. I forgot his name. But like when they attack him, like he redistributes to a different character with the straws. I don't know, but that's kind of the same thing here.
Now, I'm underestimating the stand by a lot describing him. Basically, no stand in the entire series, except for maybe a handful of reality warpers, can actually defeat D4C. Only the spin one, like
I feel like if you don't have the ability to like warp time or like travel dimensions,
warpers can do it.
You don't stand a chance.
There are literally 4 of those. 4 characters in the series.
I know this one is Golden Experience. This is Giovanna stand, the Tusk stand. I haven't seen this one before, so I'm gonna react to this one. Don't know what this one is either.
Actually defeat him. That's it. 4 characters. Literally everybody else in the series gets fucking stomped.
I don't see Poochie standing here.
Maybe Wonder if you can win, but it's really iffy. That's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous amount of power. And how can you even defeat D4C Love Train? Infinite power.
You don't even stand a chance without like any
infinite power that crosses multiversal dimensions to defeat him. Tusk Act 4 with the infinite rotation was powerful enough to defeat him.
That is perfect slices. God damn. Like the person who like drew this, they gotta get like some type of reward for this.
At his most powerful and potent potential to defeat D4C Love Train. Like, it takes a ridiculously amount of energy, like a fucking astronomical amount of energy to defeat D4C Love Train. Hell, it takes a kind of halfy golden ratio to actually damage him, but if it's not perfect, you are going to die. Like, it's like you can't beat this thing at all.
If you're not perfect,
Valentine still has all of his other abilities on top of D4C Love Train. Like, it's ridiculously how stupid the stand is. And it's ironic because in the Jojo Veller, Araki just kind of based this power off of
he's not in the actual anime.
The president actually,
I didn't see any video clips that he put in here, so
with his own like actual human strength, not with the actual US government, which is kind of funny, actually. Really weird. TLDR, D4C is just ridiculously broken to begin with, and then he becomes Love Train and just starts, you know, doing whatever he wants because he's nigh invincible, has one-shot potential with Love Train and without Love Train, has multiple infinite lives. It's just like he's
infinite lives.
Like, it was literally luck that the spin was actually in the race. If Johnny or Gyro were not in the race, he literally would have won. Nobody can defeat this thing. It's actually funny. It's ridiculously funny how powerful this stand is.
He's convincing me right now.
And if you want to actually
I don't think he can be stopped.
D4C Love Train, he actually transcends dimensions, meaning that he's technically 5D, possibly being a bit stronger than GR if we lowball GR. So just kind of pointing that out too. It's actually
and what he has back here, I don't even
how powerful D4C Love Train is. Well, that's going to be the end of the video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, follow me on Twitter. Stay hydrated. See you in the next one.
That was really good though. Okay, so yeah, that was a really good breakdown of D4C. I learned a lot. Like, I mean a lot. I think out of all the videos, besides the first one I reacted to, which was a Poochie stand, this one really broke down a lot about this stand and the abilities of this stand, D4C. It really convinced me, even though it did take a lot to convince, because obviously I don't know too much about these stands. Like, he broke down the stand for me to he broke it down really well for me to understand as a new person getting into Jojos. I really like how he broke down this D4C stand, its abilities, like how basically unstoppable this stand is, because all the abilities that this stand has, it seems like only 4 other stands could even compete, and even Poochie stand wasn't even on his list as like a potential stand that could potentially even take D4C out. So that was pretty interesting to me. So yeah, man, shout out to D4C, man. It looks like he's gonna be a pretty tough stand to face. So yeah, this is a really good video, man. So yeah, man, that's all I got for this reaction, man. If you guys are new, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and we out.